Hi, today's video is all about eyeshadow palettes. I was asked a while ago if I would share my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I thought I'd just show you all of my palettes and we'll go through them, all 14 of them. That's a lot for me, considering most of my adult life I got by with this one palette from Lancome. And this is what I wore day in and day out. This is a backup, I've never used it. But it's such a pretty palette. I don't know why I felt that I needed to buy all these other ones, but you know how it goes, you get sucked in. So I would have to start with this one because this is the palette, like I said, this is my second or third one. It is the Lancome Color Design, and I believe it is number 202 Sienna Sultry. I'm not even sure if they make these palettes anymore, but it's a great palette if you can get your hands on it. Next one that I might have used once. Gosh, it doesn't even look like it's been used, but I'm pretty sure I used it, is a Naturally Matte palette. These colors are right up my alley. I think maybe next week I'm gonna use this in a Get Ready With Me. I'm looking forward to using that one. I think I'm gonna really like that one. This is such a nice palette. I think this was my first large palette purchase, and that was about 3 years ago, and it is by Tarte. It's a Tartelette palette, and it's just so pretty. You can see that I normally stick to the lighter colors. That's my comfort zone. But these colors here, they would be great for eyeliner. I like to use eyeshadow as an eyeliner. And I think that the purple, like those would be great fall colors. So I really like this palette and I highly recommend it. This is my only drugstore palette. I'm probably gonna declutter this one. I just never reach for it. It's so fair, it really doesn't show up on me. And I don't find that it wears that well on me. So I'm gonna pass this along. This is another palette by Too Faced that I really like, but I never reach for it, and it's the Boudoir Eyes. I think that I might pass this along too, simply because I don't use it, so somebody might as well make use of it. My It Girl palette, this was last year's limited edition palette. It's a lovely palette. I've only reached for it a few times, but I'm definitely keeping it. I mean, you can make so many wonderful colors out of this. And I know a lot of people found that the shadows didn't wear very long, but I don't have that issue. So I love It Cosmetics eyeshadows. They look great on older eyelids. Speaking of it, I might as well just show you all of the palettes that I have. This is a new purchase to me. I know it's been out for a while. It's their Naturally Pretty Romantic palettes. I just wanted it to add to my collection, and I've used it a few times. Like I said, It Cosmetics has some of the greatest eyeshadows I find that wear well on my eyelids. So I'm definitely keeping this one. I also have their Superhero palette, which I recently purchased before Christmas, and I've never used it. I thought it looked good when I was watching the demonstration on the shopping channel, but when I got it, I just don't know what it's gonna look like on me. So I'm gonna do a few looks with that and I'll share them with you. And I don't know, maybe some of you have that palette and you can let me know your thoughts on it. And the other It palette that I have is their Naturally Pretty palette. Love this palette. I've used most of the lighter colors here. I never really reach for these darker colors. They're just out of my comfort zone, but you know what? I just filmed this Get Ready With Me, and it was all about trying new things and stepping out of my comfort zone. So maybe in the fall, I'll give those colors a try. And this has to be my favorite, most versatile eyeshadow palette by It, and it is their Naturally Pretty Essentials palette. You can see how dirty it is. This has traveled with me all over the place. I actually used the darker shades to create this eyeshadow look. And if you want to see it, you can catch this Get Ready With Me. I'll link it below. This is perfect. You can go from day to night if you just want like a very subtle look or a dark smoky eye look. All those looks you can get out of these 6 shades. and that's what they call their illuminizer. You put that on over your eyeshadow if you want, and it just transforms a matte into a sparkling shadow, I guess, but I always use that for just under my brow bone. You've all seen this palette. I've done a few looks with it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. It is a nice palette. If I had to pick, you want my honest opinion, I'd go with this one. I wanted this palette. I wanted to see what the hype was all about, but I still preferred my It over the Charlotte. I know that's disappointing to some, but fine. I'm being honest with you, and that's what I find works best for me. This is a palette I bought a long time ago, and I don't know why I bought it, because I never use it. Like, there's 2 sparkly shades, and the rest are just kind of blah, so I don't know. I just don't think that they're shades that I would gravitate to. Like, they don't even show up on me. I've swatched 3 there. So I think I'm gonna pass this one along. It's by Bobbi Brown. It's the only Bobbi Brown eyeshadow palette I've ever tried. But I think I'm gonna find a new home for it. And one of the other palettes that I bought last summer, and I think I've worn once, but I really do like it, and it's by Urban Decay, and it's their Ultimate Basics palette. I will definitely keep this because I had the original Urban Decay Basics, or whatever they call that little 6-pan palette, and I got rid of it because I didn't like it. I felt that it was just boring. But I kind of missed it, so then when this came out, I grabbed it, and I actually got this on sale. I got a really, really good deal. So I'm gonna keep that. And my last palette in my collection, some of you may have seen it. I haven't opened it, and I don't plan on opening it because I will never wear these colors. And it's by Viseart, and it's their Golden Hour palette. So that is being passed off to somebody else. I started off with 14 palettes, and I'm getting rid of 4, so I think that's pretty good, and I really don't need to buy any more makeup this year, and I'm definitely not an eyeshadow palette person. Like, I'm happy with just wearing one eyeshadow every day, and I do have a separate drawer of just single eyeshadows, and if you're interested in seeing them, let me know. We can go through them in another video. Eyeshadow palettes just aren't my thing. Everybody has their own little thing that they're interested in, and for me it's lip gloss and skincare. I hope you enjoyed this little walk through my eyeshadow palette, and if you'd like to see more declutter videos, let me know in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed, I sure hope that you will. I'll see you real soon. Thanks for spending time with me today. Bye.